Hey guys, I am going to do a fingernail polishing. Y'all know that I had recently done a fingernail polish with this, and this is the Hansen Complete Salon Manicure, and this is in 410 Tickle Me Pink, and it's just a really beautiful spring color. You know, it's just a beautiful kind of geranium, kind of cross between pink and red, and it's been really nice. Before that, I used this Essie, which is in, what's it called? I think it's called Ladylike. Yeah, Ladylike, and it's kind of like a gray pink. It's a really good neutral color, really for any time of year. But I decided in showing y'all what would be how I do my painting my nails over my gel nails, which I typically paint over another color. I would use this one. This again is the Hansen Complete Salon. So let's just let that focus a minute. It is a dupe for the Mint Candy Apple in Essie, and it's a lot cheaper, like $3 cheaper or something like that. And it's in color number 530. Again, it's Pardon My Garden. I just may start using that comment all over the place. Well, pardon my garden. Pardon my garden. Well, pardon my garden. What do y'all think? Okay. So, I'm going to let that focus a second. There she is. I decided to put down my new Creation L catalog so y'all could see. And while I'm painting, I'm going to ask my husband to come in and look through the viewfinder and make sure that you can see up there me painting my nails. So, again, can you see this? Okay, so let's get started. I'll stay right in the center here. First thing I do is pat this against it's as far as it can go. I know I can't get any closer, you guys. I'm going to pat this against the back of my hand, just make sure anything on the bottom shakes loose. And I may turn it this way and upside down that way. I may throw it up around. I may throw it over there. I may do a little dance over here and then come back and pick this up. I may go dance around the house a little bit and then come back and pick this up. I don't know. But anyway, am I still in the viewfinder, sweetheart? He says, So here goes. All right, the first thing that I love about this with that little black rim is it's easy to hold on to undo this. It's small at the bottom and larger at the top, so it's easier, y'all. Also, this is a good amount of product here. Now, obviously, you can tell by the glass that it's magnified a little bit. But it's a good amount of product in there. But what I like about this more than anything else is that flat brush. Look how flat that is. See how wide it is compared to some? Look how flat that is, you guys. All right, now what do? I make sure that one side's very full and the rest of it is very thin. And I'm using the full side going all the way back to the cuticle and comes straight out, and straight out. And then I use a lot on the tip end because that's where you tip it. And I also tip the top like that. And then I come straight out over it one more time, just in the middle. And what does that do? Well, it just makes sure that the product is really on that nail. And as you can see, I really love this kind of lilac-y color, so I don't like that I'm going over it, to be honest with you, but I'm doing this because I love y'all. Alright, so now, another thing that you can do is go ahead and tip the ends first. See how I tip the end first like that? And reinforcing the ends is good because that's where, like on the end edge, my husband's trying to adjust for us. And then going from the side to the middle to the inside, and then one last one over the middle, and it just kind of helps make sure you got good coverage. Then I take my nail and go back. My husband's helping his position, y'all. I go back on the inside of the nail and make sure wherever I had a boo-boo, I get it right now. Now, why do I do this? Why do I paint over? Because if I take this off, y'all, there's French nails. You can kind of see the white in between. See the white ends underneath there? I didn't do that many coats. And so you can see with the white underneath that I should have done one more coat. Also, you can see the grow out right there. You can see that real evidently. But the more coats you put over throughout the week, the less you can tell that. So again, I tip the end. See, I tip the end, and I tip the actual top end of the nail. And then I come from the left side, the middle side, and the right side. And I may go over it more than once if I think I got a not pretty brush mark. Y'all, I also feel like I did not do a pretty brush mark. It looks like a boo-boo right here, so I'm going to go over it on this one and fix it now. I fix it when it's drying. Still, it almost looks like there's some kind of something in it. And then again, I take my nail and go right down by the cuticle and just make sure if there was any kind of boo-boo, I got it. Okay? And see, it also kind of backfills it a little bit. And when that dries, it's not as noticeable. Obviously, I need to fill in. Okay, so I'm tipping the ends. And then I go left, middle, right. Make sure you come all the way back to where the skin is without hitting the skin if you can. And then I'm tipping the end off a little bit, just like they do in the nail salon. And again, I'm using my nail to get that off the skin, like that. Ooh, I need some nail oil, cuticle oil. I look very, very dry. You gotta do that very, very slowly. And I think this is a pretty color. I just like this better for right now. I like this kind of pinky, purpley color that's so light. But I do like this color a lot. You know, pardon my garden. Okay, I never do the thumbs. The thumbs are always last because that's what I use to fix the edges of the cuticle, so you don't want to use them yet. So again, I'm tipping it out from the outside first, then the middle. Can y'all see? And then the inner. Whoops, I accidentally hit that twice. Alright, and then I tip the end. Why do you tip the ends? So that you don't see the white on the ends. So again, I'm using my thumb. I hope this is recording good, y'all, because I can't look at the viewfinder and do this. My husband was helping me. He went downstairs. I heard the dogs go billowing downstairs barking. Okay, and so I'm going to do it again. Tip out the ends. Get the edge. Then get the middle. Then get the inner. Lancy, will you come and see if I'm even still in frame? They're all wondering. Okay. Perfect, he says. Okay, and so now I'm going to do the next one. I try to make this as quick as possible because as it dries, y'all, you lose your chance to correct anything. Unless you let it dry completely and correct it or start over. And you don't want to do that when you've had multiple coats like this. And again,
stay right where her blazer comes together, you'll be just fine.
Right there. Mm-hmm. Thanks for y'all understanding about my coaching I am receiving. Okay, and I'm tipping the end out again. And I'm using my nail to make sure I get it off the sides. So that's look pretty good, actually. I'm not going to do it. And as you do that, by the way, it really tugs on the skin, if you'll notice. It's not great. The cuticles aren't, oops, sorry. All right, so really get the ends good. Then go from the inner to the middle to the outer there. And then I'm going to tip the end like that, just with the edge. See, I got some down in the cuticle area right there, and I'm going to go right by that. Also, once you go through the shower, your skin, you know, comes off every time that you go in the shower. So that'll fix some of it. Or you can get a, once it's all dry, only once it's all dry, get some acetone, which is just, you know, fingernail polish remover, on a Q-tip, and you can get the edges real good. Okay, now that I'm through with all that, as you can see, it backfilled on some and others. It's pretty obvious like that you can see. So if you wanted to do another coat, you could. I'm probably fixing to go have my nails done, so I'm not going to do that, but you could, so that that fill-in area that's so needed so badly doesn't show. So now I'm going to do the thumbs. Once you start the thumbs, you're done because you don't have any way to correct them, so be extra careful with them. There we go. And I'm going to get the end a little better right there. And then Again, just brush the tip like that. Just to get the end so that you don't see the white. And I can fix that one, but actually there's nothing to fix. I did pretty good. Now you really better do good because there's no way to fix this last one. Why? Because if you use that one, you're going to mess it up. So I'm going to tip the end real good. Make sure that you have a good load on the brush so that you don't have to go back in there. Now see how I got the end real good? And now I'm going to start with this very carefully. There, very carefully. Oops, that's a little too dry. Did y'all notice that? There, so it's going to pull. See how it gives you little lines when you pull too tight? There, that's what you get. I might be able to put a little on the middle. A little on the middle, a little on the middle. Did you notice what I just did? I got a lot of the product off, so it isn't too much. It's not going to like this. See the drag right there? It's not liking it. Alright, I got to fix that. So let's make sure there's a little on the middle. There. And there. I think that got it. I hope I'm raking off enough. Because sometimes you can have too much on the nail. And I'm tipping out the end. There. Okay. So you can see, look at the difference, y'all. See how there's a little more backfill there so it looks thicker? Hopefully that'll dry good, but see how you see the ridge there? You don't there. The only problem is this may not dry very well. So I'm going to have to like do nothing for like an hour. And people will say, well, it dries within 10 minutes. Not when you put 2 coats on and not when it's this thick. The other one that I would tell you, that one is a little more noticeable as well. So I'm going to go back and add some more on that one. It's just a little bit too much different. Have I gone over the 12-minute mark, dear?
Yes.
What am I in?
12:02, 12:03, 12:04, 12:05.
Okay, so is it flashing?
Yeah.
Oh, it's flashing?
Yeah.
Okay, bye, y'all. Bye, 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 bye.